Hello, hello, hello. My name is Stephanie Dawn, and I am the chair of the Million Mom Movement Council. And I'd like to welcome you today to Fierce Friday. Every Friday, we meet to bring ourselves, our friends, our family members, and our community together to really learn about what's going on with the corruption of our food systems and our food sources. It's something that we care deeply about. We're very passionate about it. We talk a lot about health here most Fridays. And today we're talking about wealth. We're talking about being fierce in creating financial sovereignty. So we have a lot to share with you, and I'm really, really excited to be sharing this information with you. As a former business coach, I take a lot of pleasure from helping women to create very good livings. So I want to just give you a little bit of history about Fierce Friday so you understand how we began. We started with about, I don't know, what was it, Jody, maybe 10 people in January of 2020. It was not the amount that you're currently seeing on this Zoom and the capacity that we've grown to at times here on this Zoom, which has had over 150 people on it. We started in a very small way. And as a longtime activist, I know that one person can make a change. And so when we come together in community, when we come together as passionate women and men, as agents of change, as concerned caregivers, as grandparents, as aunties, as uncles, we can really make a difference. And so that's my intention here today. We gathered together a year and a half ago to really elevate the conversation around glyphosate in our food. And if you don't know, glyphosate is one of the most widely used herbicides in the world. And all you have to do is Google glyphosate and cancer to learn all about what's been going on in our world in regards to this toxic herbicide. And then my own son, Zephyr, suffered with glyphosate poisoning for the first several years of his life from eating Cheerios, which so many new moms give to their children, myself included. So that's the history of Fierce Friday. And a little bit more about the Million Mom Movement. We are a movement of many. All right, you do not have to have actually given birth to a baby to join our community. We are, as I just mentioned, moms, dads, concerned caregivers, aunties, uncles, grandparents who really care about what's going on with our food systems. And we created in 2020 a petition. We started off letter writing, and then we pivoted to create a petition. And you'll find that petition on our website at www.millionmommovement.info. Okay. And you can sign that petition and share that petition and get active yourself about glyphosate in our food. The last thing I want you to know about the Million Mom Movement before we dive into our Wealthy Happy Hour today is that we have scholarships for families in need. And I am incredibly proud of our scholarships. We help 4 families every month to create a business from their kitchen table, to stay home with their children, and to help educate about nutrition and superfoods and really getting the toxins out of our food. So if you're curious to learn more about that, please, again, go to our website, www.millionmommovement.info/scholarship, and learn more about what we give away every single month. All right, deep breaths. Woo! So let's dive in. So I have some questions for you. Are you a wellness warrior? Is that a moniker that you align with or resonate with? Do you love helping others to reclaim their health? Are you aware of terrain theory as key to understanding health? Are you an unabashed boat rocker like myself and my fellow council members? Are you willing to shake up the status quo? Are you seeking a community of health sovereignty peeps to grow a business with? Would you like to merge your prosperity with your activism? So if you answered yes to any of these questions, then you are in the right place. This is an incredible community. I've been a part of this community for 5.5 years. I thank God for them every day. Especially on days like today when we get some disheartening news. I was very excited to have Naeva Flory, she's our social media maven, be the first one to share today. Her story is amazing. And I'm feeling a little bit emotional. Unfortunately, she lost her brother yesterday and she just found out this morning. And so she's not able to make it. So wherever you are, Naeva, we love you. And we're praying for you and your family. So we're not going to get to hear her story today, but we'll hear her story another day. So please come back. So I'm going to pivot to my colleague, my friend, Jody Parker. You are an incredible woman. You're an incredible mother. And I so value you as a member on this council. So I'd love for you to share your story while I compose myself here. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you for those kind words. And deep breath, everyone. Let us all send some love and light and grace and peace to Naeva as her and her family process this transition. So, you know, we're in a really tough time, you guys. And that is why now it is so important to have a community to lean on. And you can see in the emotion here today that this community is a place that you can come for solace and for support and for celebration, because we also will celebrate you and your accomplishments. And so I've been asked to share my story, as well as my other council members today, my Purium story. So I just celebrated my 6-year anniversary with Purium a couple weeks ago. And how did I get here? Well, way back in 2001, I was a television news producer, and we had a holistic health herbalist come on the show and teach about how to boost your immune system and what herbs did. And I said, teach me. And she sat me down one day and she taught me all about conventional farming versus organic and how to treat causes rather than symptoms. And me being me, because I am this girl, I went home and I completely cleared out my entire kitchen and all the food in it. And I gave it all to a food bank and I started over organic. And that was in 2001. I am not a baby stepper, I'm a full-on grasshopper. And so that is what I did. And thank God for her teaching me how to treat causes and not symptoms. Because in 2004, my oldest child was born. And by 3 months, he started getting eczema. And I started looking up what that meant. And pretty much, there was no Facebook. There were no mommy groups at the time. All I had was the internet. And I kept reading, it's food allergies, it's food allergies, it's food allergies. So he was breastfed, which was super important to me. People were telling me, just put him on formula. Yeah, I wasn't going to do that. And so I started taking things out of my diet, and he got sicker and sicker. And by the time he was 4 months old, he was covered in rashes, and he had huge, what we call allergy shiners under his eyes. And he had stopped having bowel movements. So my child, who would poop every single time he breastfed for the first 6 weeks of his life, couldn't go to the bathroom. And it was clear he was trying. And my pediatrician was telling me that, no. It's normal for breastfed babies not to poop for 7 to 10 days. And let me just tell you right here and right now, normal means common. It does not mean healthy. So that's really important, because I see that happen a lot. Am I passionate? A little bit about this topic. So I said to the pediatrician, what's causing it? He said, let's put him on Zantac and Miralax. He doesn't have any signs of reflux. And why would I put a baby on an adult medication that is not approved for children? Like, what's causing this? Well, let me send you to Children's Hospital, who was 8 weeks out. And my son was going to get septic, and I knew he was going to get septic. So I called everybody I know, and I found somebody to help me, and he did. And it took us 14 months, but we finally got him regular, and we finally got him working. And I learned a ton about how to treat causes rather than symptoms. And my second son, who is 3.5 years younger, similar. we found out genetically we're the canary in the coal mines. We don't detox efficiently. My kids have histamine issues. We have food allergy and chemical sensitivities. We have to live pure. And I became very, very, very passionate about helping other mothers, because when you are that mom out there and you are watching your baby suffer and you don't know how to help them, it is the worst feeling in the world. There is nothing worse than watching your child suffer and not knowing what to do. And not on my watch, not on my watch. I cannot watch another mother suffer when I have solutions. And so I would get on the mommy blogs and I would get on the Facebook natural pages and I would share information and I would help people. And I was doing it for free. And it was a lot of work, you guys, because my passion is that big. And in 2015, my friend Jody, yes, who was introduced to me by my other friend Jody, and we all spell it Jodi, which never happens. So there's a sign, right? Came to me, and I was looking for a way to replace the raw meal by Garden of Life, because I didn't want to give Nestle my money. And she said, well, we have this Love Super Meal. You want to try it? So I look it up and I see the ingredients and I start looking at the other stuff. And I'm like, wow, this stuff's really pure. And there are no allergens in this. And, you know, my family could eat this. And she messages me and she said, have you thought about selling this? Huh. Well, maybe I should, right? So I joined the company and I start getting into it. And my husband has an amazing 10-day transformation. I did not. It made me very, very sick because I'm that sensitive girl. So I learned how to help people who have trouble getting through the transformation, because now I know how. And I watched my husband have huge successful results. And then they introduced the kids line and I went, this is my thing. And then I got asked to help with the Million Mom Movement, which clearly is my thing, right? And a year ago, I've been a stay-at-home mom, right, for 17 years now, and I homeschool my kids. So I was not working, and I was watching my husband trying to find a way to support the family, and I wanted to take pressure off of him. And all of a sudden, I was doing what I had always done. I was helping people heal with real food and treating causes rather than symptoms, and suddenly I was making money. And my husband got laid off at the beginning of the shutdowns, and he was laid off for 8 months. Now, full transparency, I am the lowest ranked person on the Million Mom Movement Council, but I'm still making enough to pay our mortgage every month and homeschool my kids and do all the things that I want to do and help and be passionate and an activist. And if I had not had this, when my husband lost his job and was out of work for 8 months, we wouldn't have made it. We would not have made it. This business, which was my passion, got my family through the pandemic, you guys. And now we are about to walk into another shutdown, and people are going to be suffering. And we have the solution. We have the solution because everybody needs health right now. And everybody needs wealth right now. And for those of us who choose natural immunity and choose sovereignty over our bodies, we need to be able to work from home or from the beach or from the park or from wherever they let us go, let's be real. And so this moment in time, there's nothing better than this opportunity because it hits all the needs of all the people right now. Everybody needs what we have. So that is my story. And I am going to pass it back to Stephanie Dawn.
Thank you so much, Jody. Will you say what rank you are, Jody? I don't think you did.
I didn't. I'm a green diamond who intermittently, not every month, but often enough.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And what a shiny green diamond you are, my dear. All right. So I'd like to bring on Miss Carmella Velarde next. Welcome, Carmella. Carmella is a fellow council member here. She is a blue diamond with Purium. I think, Carmella, you may have been here longer than any of us with this company, and I can't wait to hear your business story, my dear.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to share it. I loved hearing Jody's story myself, and I'm so excited to hear details of everybody else's. It's very juicy, guys, so listen in. And if you can come off camera, onto camera, that would be awesome, because we are talking to the community. We want to share our hearts with our community. This is our passion. This is why we're here. So 7.5 years ago, March of 2014 to be exact, I began my journey with Purium. And I'll tell you, it started, well, wellness for me started from age 2, because I was in doctor's offices, hospitals, nonstop with my mom, who had no idea what to do with me. Doctors couldn't figure out what it was either. And it was always something I was like, is something really wrong with me? I don't feel that. So my family really instilled in me empowerment in every other way that they could, because they couldn't figure that out. So I was a performance artist. I did well in school. I was a singer and dancer. So I lived in my body. My voice was my healing tool, because through all the suffering that I had gone through, because I was always inflamed. And I couldn't figure out besides meditation. And at that time when I was young, song and music and voice was meditation. So I was able to heal my body through my tool, and I made a career out of it. Lo and behold, I had a professional career all through college, where I also taught musical theater to kids. So I was always passionate. I studied psychology because I was so in my mind. I was like, I wanted to study behavior. And that didn't take me far because I didn't want to just study the mind. I wanted to study the body since I was a dancer. So I went into body work and I did massage therapy. Now I'm going on 20 years, and Reiki and acupuncture and herbology. I owned a wellness center with my mom, and it was in New York City. So I treated and worked with a lot of bodies, a lot of different health issues, naturally, holistically, homeopathically. And my passion was natural healing, because that's what I knew. I had a healing story. And then I want to move on to my life as a mom. So I wanted so badly to retire my husband out of the nightlife industry, who I managed for 15 years as a music producer and DJ in the New York City club scene. So our business was partying. And luckily, I was able to do this. I was able to accomplish this, but not without network marketing. Without network marketing, I would not have had the tools. I would not have had the support. I had owned my own business. I put that down when I had my kids, plus the recession of 2010. And I decided I'm going to go for network marketing. And I had this wonderful company that happened to align with the company I didn't like, which was Pepsi. And I said, nope, I'm not interested. I give it up. I love the model. I love the design. I love the freedom. I love the community. I love the support, but I do not love the company, what it stood for. So my team and I moved to Purium. And so I have been leading holistic wellness cleanses for 7 years already. I've been teaching kids musical theater, how to use their voice, because that's my freedom. My freedom, my healing is through my voice, my body, dancing, singing, being very vocal about my needs and what I needed to do in my world, my life. And I wanted to project that into my network marketing business. And that's how I build my team. I empower others to find their voice through their healing journey. That's all we do. That's literally our work. We're business coaches to support people to create income, to stay home. And so I was able to get my husband out of the nightlife, move us to Pennsylvania to support and help my father, who's aging, which we do in our culture. We don't leave our elders behind. And I was able to, during this pandemic, double my income. And my husband has been able, since he left the nightlife industry, to stay home with my kids. This is a lot of people's dream. Retire their husband, do what you love, wherever, whenever you want, build the team of your dreams with people who you love and want to talk to every day. That's what I've been doing. And my team rocks. Like, all of my teamers listening to this, it's all about you guys. It's not me. I'm just so happy you're honored to support my dream and vision, and I'm here for you. So this is such an inspiring community. I can't even tell you, because all I want to do, my mission in life, is to create more beauty, vitality, activism and abundance in everybody's life. And so that's why I sit on the council. And I am a Blue Diamond and I'm running for Black. So I hope everybody's inspired to run with me. And I don't care if you're on another team. It doesn't matter. It's all about us as a team, a community. We have to raise our voices. So with that, I'm complete.
Beautiful. Woohoo! Thank you, Carmella. Oh my gosh. One team, the Purium family. Yeah, so beautiful. Such a gorgeous embodiment of merging your your values, Carmella, and your activism with your prosperity. Thank you so much. All right, let's go to Florida. Ordinarily, she's in Quebec, but now she's in Florida. Ms. Taz Ferreira. Taz is positioned to potentially be the first crown on the Million Mom Movement Council. Taz, share your story. We want to hear all about it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I love hearing everyone else's story. And, this is why we're doing this. I hear we resonate so well together. We are on the same mission. So let me tell you a little bit about my story. My story started off years ago, over 12 years ago. So I used to work in research, genetics to be exact. Okay. I was working in genetic research for so many years. And my whole goal in this was to help heal people, right? Through research. Isn't this what we're all about? To help innovate, heal. I mean, seeing people's bodies change on a cellular level. So you know what happened? I became sick. I became sick from one thing to the other, from aura migraines to GERD to Crohn's to eczema. Didn't happen at once, but one thing led to the other. So my colleagues, my neurologist, my gastroenterologist, we will work closely. We were working like this. Okay, I had them on speed dial. And I sat down with them one day. And I'm like, okay, guys, I've been suffering for so many years. They put me on so much medication. I was on bags of medication. In my early 20s on bags of medication. And from that, it led to so many organ issues, right? And then they tell me, they're like, Taz, what do you mean? Solution? There is no solution. This is your life. Get used to it. When they told me that was the pivoting moment of my entire career, of my life, of my being. Everything I had planned for my entire life was being shattered at that very moment. They didn't care about solutions. They were not looking to helping anyone. What I was doing was creating a massive band-aid to all the problems. I was helping no one. People were getting sicker and worse, and all we did was prescribe medication. This is no longer resonating with me. So you know what I did? I left the field entirely. And this was in my family, you don't do something like that, right? So being the activist that I am, I left. I'm like, this no longer resonates with me. I need to follow my purpose. But what is my purpose? I have no idea. So I started doing my own research. I'm like, when you go into med school, you do the Hippocratic Oath, right? Hippocrates said, heal thy food is thy medicine, right? Where did we go wrong? So I started to look at nutrition. I started to look into phytochemistry and then functional medicine. And I'm like, this is going to help me. So with time, I started healing myself. I started healing myself and I started helping people around me with no systems, with no time freedom, with burnout. Okay. So that's all I wanted. I needed systems and I had no idea where to find it. I was that girl who would be mixing 20 powders at once. No one knew what I was talking about. They didn't know where to find this. When I would say, oh, go get lucuma, go get baobab, it was overwhelming for people, right? So I needed to find systems that worked. And then we were on vacation in Miami, Florida. And we were at an organic cafe. And you know what? They had a healthy happy hour. I had never heard of this term. In Quebec, we do 5 à 7, which is, happy hour with alcohol. here, I'm like, you get to do a happy hour with green juice. You're my people. We tried it and it was delicious. And we were given that $50 gift card code and we just put it in our back pocket. And you know what we did? We redeemed it when we went home. So that was 5 years ago that my husband decided, you know what, let's try this. This is delicious. And you know what, it kind of looks like what you're doing already, only one scoop, right? Simple. So we started, and it was only 2.5 years ago when I took over the business that my business exploded. I started sharing the movement forward. I started sharing nutrition and I started using these systems with every single person that I met. And you know what? It was so simple for them. They're like, oh, you just order this, it comes to your house. That's it. Such easy systems, which I needed. And I finally found my purpose. And again, like with Jody, same thing with me with kids. My son, when he became sick, and glyphosate toxicity was something I had no idea about. And when it was presented to me, see, that's how I work. Something needs to happen to myself and to my family for me to realize, like wake up, right? So that's what happened to me. And then when I found the solution in biomedic, I'm like, I'm all in. I need to pass this forward. I need to be loud with it. And there's so many moms out there who don't know about this. And we need to share this forward. Like Jody's situation, my son had glyphosate toxicity. We were living a very healthy lifestyle. We were plant-based over 12 years. I had a plant-based pregnancy. I had a plant-based, everything was super healthy. And he was born with eczema, going to a bathroom 6 to 8 times a day. And he had what I recognize as IBS as a baby. Okay. And again, all the doctors told me this is completely normal and don't think anything of it. Take that breast milk and rub it all over him. That's going to help. It didn't. He was suffering, right? And it's only until I found biomedic that helped. And then I was like, we need to pass this forward and share with every single mom, because as women, we have the purchasing power. We are the leaders in our family. So we need to share it with each and every one of us. I didn't have a community. So we have to be the community for someone else. Okay, back to you, Steph.
So amazing. Every time I hear your story, Taz, I'm happy that you found the solution, and I'm so happy that you're a part of this movement. You're a gorgeous stand for everything that the Million Mom Movement stands for. Thank you for sharing today. So without further ado, I guess I'll share my story. And I think
Wait. No. We get to introduce you now. We get to introduce you. You say all these nice things about us. Guys, you don't see the behind the scenes. So let me share just a little bit about where Fierce Friday comes from. It's called Fierce because Stephanie Dawn completely just embodies that. She is not shy. And she is going to go out there and she is going to change the world just like the rest of us. But she looks at us and she holds our feet to the fire and she says, you are going to be your best self. And it is such a gift. It is a gift to each one of us individually. It's a gift to you guys as a movement. And you need to know how much she cares, because she cares so deeply. And I just wanted to reflect that back at you, Stephanie Dawn, because you're always talking about how great we are, but we never get to return the favor. So, okay, now please tell us your story.
Thank you. You're going to open the floodgates here again. Thank you, Jody, so much. Well, I'd like to go back in time to approximately 30 years ago when I met and fell in love with an organic farmer. And that relationship completely changed my life, completely opened my eyes to organic farming versus conventional farming. And many things happened as a result of that relationship. I started eating vegetarian food. I even went vegan for a time, and started a yoga practice, started working with essential oils, started my own massage practice. Like, a lot of things happened for me. I moved from Canada to California. That's an important part of the story too. And I always referred to California as the land of fruit and nuts. So it was just perfect that I met and fell in love with this organic farmer. He sold organic citrus. And so that there began the education for me around organic living and organic activism. Okay. So when I left that relationship after about 3 years, I moved to Los Angeles. And that's where I found myself. That's where I really found myself as an activist. I became that woman. I wasn't a mother at that point, who would walk into the grocery store and say, "Where's your organic produce? I will buy it." And so I did that every single week. And you know where we are today. Now we obviously, in standard Safeways, et cetera, they have an organic section. Well, I like to think that I had a small part to play in that. So I lived in Los Angeles for a really long time, and I did all kinds of really fun things to fund my activism. Really, I sold organic cotton on the 3rd Street Promenade, organic cotton clothes and hemp clothes, and worked various odd jobs, and I was a crazy direct action activist with Greenpeace, Rainforest Action Network, Amazon Watch. All these people that run these organizations that worked with me back then are still my friends today. And so I've been an activist, an environmental social justice activist for a really long time. And it was, I guess, about, I don't know, I think it was the late 90s that I took a turn in terms of my life, my professional life. And I started on a deeply spiritual path, and I became a spiritual counselor. And that spiritual counseling work led to the work that I birthed, known as sacred birth work, which you can Google and learn more about that. And so that began my work with moms. I got pregnant with Jasper, my first son, and I started working with moms and dads ultimately to help them understand the sanctity of birth. And of course, I talked about nutrition in my sacred birth work, but just a little bit, because I didn't know a lot. I knew about eating organic food, and I knew about eating the rainbow. So I knew a little bit. And so I would educate about this. And until I was about, I don't know, maybe 10 years postpartum. I have 2 boys, 2 teenage boys. And when I was 10 years postpartum, I was a hot mess. I was working as a coach, sitting in front of a computer every single day. And I wasn't really working like with a naturopath or nutritionist or anything like that. And I really wasn't nourishing myself to the degree that I am now. I was more concerned about getting the organic strawberries in my own kid's mouth. Can anyone relate to that? So, right, because that's what we do as moms. We focus all about ensuring that our children are well. And I wasn't looking after my own wellness. I thought I was, but I had a lot more work to do. Consequently, a client of mine reached out to me and told me about the Purium Cleanse. And I said yes immediately, because I trusted her, I respected her, and that's really how this business works, and so she shared with me the cleanse, and I did it, and then I did it again, and I did it again. And after about 6 months, I had lost 21 pounds because I'd put on about 50 pounds after giving birth to my kids. And so for me, the entry point was weight loss. I've consequently lost all those 50 pounds. I'm happy to report. And then at that point, I was working as a sacred business coach. I'd morphed my sacred birth work into sacred business coaching. And I knew a lot about business that I'd learned. I didn't come in with all this. Remember, I was that more broke than not activist 30 years ago. And so I'd learned about business. I'd learned, I'd grown my prosperity consciousness, and was excited after 6 months of being on these products to have these in my pantry for the rest of my life. That was the thought, the lucid thought that came into my head. I was like, I feel amazing on these products. I need them in my body for the rest of my life. I'm going to start sharing. And there began, working Purium as a business for me. And within, I don't know, maybe 5 months of having that thought of I'm going to start sharing, I ranked diamond. And then 6 months later, I ranked green diamond. And then in the midst of 2020, I ranked blue diamond. And now I'm, this far away from black diamond. My whole team is running for black. And so I love this business. Every day I get to wake up and work with these beautiful women and my entire team, and really helping people make the connection between how they're feeling and what they're eating. And I also get to help people manifest their dreams and create wealth, whatever that means to them. They get to define that, So it's for me, it's a dream job. I get to set my own hours. And I was just in Hawaii for the last month with my children. And, my work with Purium funded that trip, and my ability to travel and work and play and do all of that. And then the last piece of my story that I think is really important for you to know is that 2 years ago, and this is a hard part of my story for you to share, because I thought I was healthy 2 years ago. I had been cleansing my body for 3 years, but I'd go back to the bad habits. I was on that pendulum. I'd swing back and forth, right? So 2 years ago, I received a breast cancer diagnosis, and I made the decision almost immediately to work to heal the breast cancer naturally. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm doing well, as you can see. And so, here's the really important piece here. So I was working as a business coach 2 years ago, and I was working my Purium business. I dropped everything with the cancer diagnosis. I dropped everything. I stopped working as a business coach. I stopped working Purium, and I ended up going to get treatment in Tijuana, an amazing cancer center known as Hope for Cancer. And that experience of releasing Purium and watching the checks come in every single week and every single month for 6 months blew me away. I was experiencing financial security really for the first time in my life, to be honest with you. It's profound for me. And so, heaven forbid that anything should ever happen to you and your family. But this is what's possible here. I'd worked Purium part-time for 3 years and then was able to step away for 6 months. So that was, an incredible aspect of this business model here. And my team just kept working for me, to support me and to support themselves and their own family. So yeah, incredible. So I'd like to now pass the baton to, I think I'm going to call back on you, Jody, for the mission and the vision of the company, if you will. Yeah, because it's important that people understand who are the founders and why we love them so much. So if you wouldn't mind, Jody.
Sure, I'm happy to. So Purium. Does everybody know what Purium means? Raise your hand. Pure plus premium. That is where the word Purium comes from. And years ago, David Sandoval, who is the original founder, and then he brought in Amy Venner, he saw that there was going to be a crisis in the food system. He saw the way that the conventional farming was going, and they were moving towards genetically modified foods, and that they were depleting the soil, and that the nutrition in the foods was over time decreasing because they were depleting the soil. And he started this company based on the theories of naturopathy, which basically says, if your body has the nutrition, the vitamins, the minerals, the fats, the proteins, etc., that it needs to run all of its systems at an optimal level, you will reach homeostasis. Homeostasis equals health, All right. And our body is a self-healing system. If you fall down and scrape your arm up, like we all have children, right? We've all seen that. The body will heal it. We don't have to do anything to heal it. Like we might put some salve on it, make sure it doesn't get infected, or take some arnica for the bruise, right? Take some tart cherry if they're a little bit sore, but it heals itself. And our body as an entire system will do that. And he knew that. And he knew the key, the foundation of the body being able to do that was what you are eating. With every bite that you take, he always talks about this, you are deciding the quality of your life. So are you going to create health or are you going to create disease? And so he started finding land and farmers with land that hadn't depleted the soil, volcanic soil in the mountains of Utah. And he started working with farmers, and he started with his Kamut blend, which is a heirloom wheat and oatgrass juice and alfalfa grass juice. And he found a proprietary way of processing it so that it's done with pressure rather than heat. Why do we care about that? Because it means it's live food once you add the water back in. None of the proteins have been denatured and all the vital enzymes are still in it. So when you pull something off of the tree or out of the ground and it starts to die, the enzymes start to die. But our food still has those enzymes because they figured out how to process it on site. So they harvested at peak potency, they process it on site. Now we're not taking, 12 trucks of broccoli to our warehouse. We're bringing 1 truck of broccoli powder that has been preserved properly. And so we're even helping the environment in that way, not as many carbon emissions, not as much pressure, and we are the manufacturer. And he brought Amy in, he met her at a health show, and she will tell you the story, she had really bad acne, and she was very embarrassed by it. And he went to her and he said, I can help you. And she chose to accept his help, and she became a part of this business, and she became eventually the founder of the Million Mom Movement. And so we are carrying this vision for her because she realized that it is the moms who go out and buy the food. Hey, child mine, stop doing that in the kitchen right now. Of course, my 8-year-old has not been in the kitchen until I'm live and not on mute. But she realized that it's us moms for the most part who are doing the grocery shopping, but I have to give a shout out to my husband because he knows that I don't like grocery shopping in these times and he's taken it on. But he knows that she knew that we are trying to do whatever we can to keep our families healthy. And she knows how important it is to empower women in their wealth, in their financial stability. Because let's be real, in an uncertain world, it is amazing that we can take care of ourselves and our children without having to rely on somebody else. And this business model, she saw that we could find 1,000 people in 100 cities to teach 10 families how to live and eat healthier. And that is the birth of the Million Mom Movement. And it all started back when Dave Sandoval realized there was going to be a crisis in the food system. And he went and found the farms with which to create a partnership. And he, a lot of people don't know this, was instrumental in creating USDA organic certification. Purium was organic before the certification even began. And that is why it is pure and premium. Steph, I'm going to pass it back to you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I wanted to add that one of the things I'm particularly proud of, I don't know that you spoke to this, Jody, is that we are going plastic free in this year. Yeah, so this is something that really inspires me, being aligned with a company that really walks its talk in all the ways that Jody just shared, and then in this specific way, minimizing our carbon footprint on planet Earth, which is really important to us activist mamas here. So thank you so much for all of that, Jody. And now I'd like to send it back to you, Taz, to please share about what is the business. Help those who don't know what is this business? What do they get when they invest in either the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation or the Family Nutrition Pack or the Daily Core 4?
Thank you so much, Steph. So what I love about this is that what it takes to invest in this is your food. That's it. It's food that you use, guys. Okay, so what it consists of, we have a couple different ways. So we have the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. This is the most popular, okay? And this gets your body to its optimal self. If you need to lose weight, you'll get that, because that's all inflammation. If you need to gain weight, you will get there. Whatever it means to your body, you will get to this optimal state, okay? So that is the Power Shake, that is the Super Amino 23, that's the Biomedic, that's the Apothecary, all of this for 30 days. And then we also added the Parasitic Cleanse, the Super Cleanser. So you get all of this for 30 days, and the brand partnership, that's the business, the company, Dave, is giving that away for free, just so you can be part of our movement, be part of our mission, and to share this with other people. So we have that way. We have the Core 4, right? So the Core 4 is our ultimate lifestyle, right? I know the first one's called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. This is the ultimate lifestyle living. This is how we live every single day. The Power Shake, the Apothecary, the Super Aminos, and the Biomedic. This is our daily life. So you can get this one and have the business completely for free. And you know what I love about the business as well? You get full business training. We work with the 7-figure business superwoman named Leslie Zan, who trains us every Tuesday. She's incredible. And doesn't matter how you're feeling, with zero experience, she keeps us aligned and makes us focus. And then we have the Family Nutrition Pack. And our very own Jody Parker had a hand in designing this very pack. And you know what I love about this pack? So someone who's celiac, you can use this pack, because Biomedic has a very small amount of gluten, right? So the Family Nutrition Pack is completely gluten-free. And you know what else? It is grain-free. So if you have someone that you know who is grain-free, this is a great option for them. We have a delicious chocolate shake. We have the ionic elements. The ionic elements paired with the aloe digest, this actually acts as our Biomedic without the gluten. We have the Biofruit, which is all the phytonutrients. It's basically the color of the rainbow, which we love. We have the Can't Beat This. So this is more for the moms. You know, it's like a caffeine replacement, and it's delicious. And we have the Green Spectrum. This is all of your greens and your sea vegetables, and it tastes great. And we have our delicious chocolate shake. Did I already say that? But we have all of this included. So this is all of our food, right? And we get the business as well. So it's that simple. And if everything we're saying today resonates with you, but I mean like truly resonates with you, what are you waiting for? Get started. This is the time. We are going through so much in the world. We are in no better place than right now. This is completely time freedom and location freedom. Back to you, Steph.
Beautiful. And so, you know, I've heard many people over the years refer to this as their exit strategy from the dollars for hours paradigm, myself included. I worked in the dollars for hours paradigm for a very long time as an entrepreneur and then as an employee. And so, you know, here's what I love about this opportunity. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do this. You don't have to be a health practitioner. You don't have to be a business coach. You don't have to be a mom to be in this community. Anyone can do this. And so along those lines, Jody, I know that you had some potent remarks that you wanted to make about exiting the matrix. So if you'd like to just chime in for a moment about that, we'd love to hear your thoughts there.
Does everybody understand what that means, exiting the matrix? So we live in this world, right, where we wake up and we go and we make money for other people in a oftentimes in jobs that we have no passion for or don't care about, and we work in order to live. And for many people, their job becomes their life, and your job should not be your life. It enables your life. But when you have a job that it is your life, like it is for all of us, I mean, that's the passion, right? But right now, we're going to start watching things fall apart. We are watching the middle class completely disappear, because the people who get to stay open are the large multinational companies, and the mom and pop stores, and, you know, Main Street America is disappearing, and poverty is increasing, and inflation is about to hit, and food shortages are already starting. And we have products that have a 2-year shelf stable life that gives you all the nutrition you need. You could completely live on Purium. So for those of you who live in places like Idaho and have a prepper community near you, you need to tell them about Purium. But we're going to see these lockdowns. We're going to see parents, moms having to figure out how to school their children at home, because believe you me, those kids are not going to be in school full time. It doesn't look like. It looks very probable that we're going to shut down here in about 2 weeks again. And who knows how long that's going to go, and who knows what that's going to look like. But we do know that that is going to hurt everybody who's not part of a multinational corporation. But this opportunity, everybody needs to eat. Who eats every day, right? Everybody needs to eat every day. Everybody needs healthy food. Everybody needs this. And so you go out and you share $50 gift cards, and everybody gets to eat, and everybody gets to be healthy. And if we're going to change the world, it starts here. It starts with this grassroots movement. It starts with people realizing that we cannot maintain what was. And it is scary right now, because we're walking into a new world, but we get to design that world. And this opportunity, this business opportunity, and this health opportunity, this is the way that we do it. And that is what Purium is about. And that is what the Million Mom Movement is about. So I really want to invite all of you to exit the matrix and join us here in a much happier, prettier, shinier, healthier place where there is no ceiling to the wealth that you can make.
Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. So the final words that I want to just create here as an end cap is that here's what I know. You heard my story. I know that the standard American diet is making us sick. I know that the standard American diet is causing cancer. And I know that we have a solution. We are a community of solutionaries. That's who we are. So if you're interested in creating financial sovereignty, if you're interested in creating financial freedom, if you're interested in creating time freedom, if you love being your own boss, we want you to join us, all right? I want to invite you to get with the person that invited you here today. They have a discount code for you that will support you in creating your business with Purium, okay? Go to, if you're ready to jump on board, go to isharepurium.com and you can watch some of the videos there. Or you can go to puriumenrollment.com, where you can also just sign up, enroll, join us. And we cannot wait to have you as a part of this community. Hashtag we are the Million Mom Movement. And so if you're inspired, if you're already a member of our community, go out there and share our mission. Get on our YouTube channel, Million Mom Movement, on YouTube, and watch what we're up to. We have done so many amazing Fierce Fridays for the last year and a half, and there's some amazing potent content there for you. We take a lot of time to create an hour of power for you, an hour of value. So we hope this has been of value for you. Thank you for being here. We love you and we thank God for you. Bye for now.